Hello and welcome to Traditional Painting the Digital Way. This is where I use digital painting apps to teach traditional painting techniques. In this video, we're going to be doing a painting in the style of the Hudson River School of Artists. And this was a movement that was in the mid-19th century, and it was American art. And if you're following along traditionally, here are some of the brushes that I'm going to be using if I was doing this traditionally. And then here's some of the canvas. I use canvas board and stretched canvas, and just whatever kind that you prefer. And then the colors that I'm using are Grumbacher Academy paints, and you can use Liquitex or Holbein. And just know that sometimes the different brands have different names for similar colors. So here's the photograph that I got from Pixabay, and I really liked it because it does remind me of the Hudson River School. And this was a movement that was started by Thomas Cole in around the 1800s, and he did paintings of the Hudson River Valley in New York and in the Catskill Mountains, and he liked to do landscapes with lots of light in them. And they did sunsets and really beautiful paintings. And some of the other people that were in there were Frederick Church and John Frederick Kensett. And also, one of the most famous ones from that was Albert Bierstadt. And so they like to do really beautiful paintings of the parks too. Bierstadt did a lot of beautiful paintings in California and in some of the national parks. And so they did lots of sunsets and sunrises and just beautiful clouds, and they did things of the water. Some of them had people in them, but they were usually small and they would be on the shore or something. And so here I decided that I would put a fishing boat, a guy fishing out of a fishing boat. And so I have that sort of trying to sketch that in a little bit, and I'm just sort of making a preliminary sketch here. I'm not doing a lot of detail, but I just kind of wanted a little bit of a sketch to give the perspective of the river, and so I'm just kind of working on that. And I wanted to use these colors that are in the photograph because they look an awful lot like what the Hudson River School painters did. And so here I'm just but I am going to add the fisherman, but I'll just make him sort of a silhouette because he's way off in the distance. So here I'm just trying to kind of get a good shape, and I got a photo reference on Pixabay of an actual person fishing, so that I could get a good silhouette and actually make it look like a real person and a real pose that they would do instead of trying to make up just a fishing pose. Actually, see if I could get an actual person there. So the fisherman is probably the most detailed part that I have in my painting. So I just want to go ahead and make sure that he's correct. But then I went ahead and just sketched in sort of the places where all the trees are going to be and their relative sizes. So I want to go ahead and start adding some color now. And I'm going to go ahead and add some of the sunset color. And if you're following along traditionally, you would use cadmium yellow light with white acrylic gesso, and then put in some more cadmium yellow light to darken it around the edges. And I really like the look in that photograph of the sort of amber color and that the clouds have. So I wanted to try to capture that because it just really does remind me of the way Bierstadt and all those guys in the Hudson River School painted. And then I want to go ahead and put in some blue, and you can use ultramarine blue if you're following along with traditional media, and add in some white acrylic gesso. Here you can actually blend the yellow and the blue without getting a green color because this is digital. Now some digital paintings will, digital programs will do true colors like Art Rage and things. But if you're doing this traditionally and you don't want the green to show up, just wait till the yellow is entirely dry. And I wanted to go ahead and add the clouds and give that a purple look. They're kind of a mauve, purplish sort of color, and I wanted to put down the color in Infinite Painter first and, and then blend them. If you're doing this traditionally, you would just start using sort of a dry brush blending technique. Say that 3 times fast. And go ahead and make soft edges. You don't want hard edges. You want to just kind of softly blend the clouds into the sky because we want the puffy edge of the clouds. So then I'm going to go ahead and add some darker spots into the clouds, and you can do that with ultramarine blue color and less white. Then if you want to add some of the light edges to the clouds, you can take white acrylic gesso if you're following along traditionally and add a little bit of ultramarine blue to it. Just give it an off-white color, or you can add dioxazine purple. So here I'm adding a little bit more of a lighter purple color also to the clouds, and just trying to get the shape, the overall shape of the clouds right now. And then I want to go ahead and blend them, and I'm using the blend brush in Infinite Painter, and you can set the blend brush in Infinite Painter on any of the other presets, so you can make it look like a airbrush, you can make it look like the filbert brush, you can make it look like any of the paint brushes in the paint category, like old oil, that kind of thing. So here, that's what I'm doing, just kind of blending it in, making sure that there's no hard lines, no hard edges. We just want sort of a soft look to the clouds. And when you're blending it traditionally, you can also use your finger or a paper towel. You just want to go ahead and smudge the hard lines out. So this is the end of part 1 in my Hudson River School series. And in part 2, we're going to continue working on the sky and the clouds and the water. So if you're interested in that, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below, and I will catch you later.